Welcome back to All This Math. This is Professor Parker. And if you're here, hit the like button. Also, if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. If you got any questions or comments about what I'm about to explain in this particular problem, please don't hesitate. Put your questions or your comments in the comment section. And when we're done, just share this with at least 2 people. All right, now, what are we dealing with here? We are simplifying an expression, right? We got 4 to the 0 power. And I picked this problem because I know a lot of people might not be familiar with what to do when you see a 0 exponent. That look crazy, right? Or an exclamation mark. Like, why is there an exclamation mark in a math problem, right? You might not be familiar with this symbol, but math is a language, right? A language that includes and is replete with many symbols, many different types of symbols. And in order for you to be successful in mathematics, one of the things you need to understand is the language of math and all the symbols, what the different variables mean, what the different numbers mean, and what they mean in different situations. For example, parentheses might mean one thing in one type of problem, but it might mean something else in another type of problem. So we got to know the distinctions as well. So we got 4 to the 0 power plus 3 factorial. That's called factorial, like factor with IAL at the end. Factor with IAL at the end, factorial, times 5. All right, now, this is what we're going to do. So this is also an order of operations problem, right? Because we have to decide in which order we're going to carry out the operations. So I got 4 to the 0 power, right? Now 4 to the 0, and I need to simplify that. Before I add anything or before I multiply anything, I want to simplify this and simplify this, right? 5 doesn't need to be simplified. You can leave 5 alone. But I want to simplify the 4 to the 0 power and simplify 3 factorial. Now, 4 to the 0 power, this is based on one of the exponent properties, right, from algebra. Whenever you have a term that is raised to the 0 power, that entire term converts to a positive 1. It converts to a positive 1. All right. Now, there's a more lengthy explanation as to why that is. I'm not going to get into that right now. I have on my playlist, on my exponents playlist right here on this channel, I do get into that in great detail, right? So if you're interested in that, go to the playlist on exponents and I explain the 0 exponent property in great detail. But for now, just know that anything that has a 0 exponent, that base, which the 4 is, turns into a positive 1. And the exponent just drops, goes away. So this is going to become a 1. All right, now over here, this exclamation mark, which represents factorial, that means that this 3, right, is going to be multiplied by every number less than it down to the number 1. So this 3 is going to be multiplied by every number less than it down to the number 1. You stop at the number 1. You don't go to 0, because if you go to 0, then the whole thing would just turn into 0 every time anyway. So which means you're going to do 3 times 2 times 1. Now we're only dealing with whole numbers. We're only dealing with whole numbers. We're not dealing with decimals, not dealing with fractions. We're only dealing with whole numbers, right? 3 times 2 times 1. That's factorial. 5 factorial. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 2 factorial. 2 times 1, right? See how that goes? So this is going to be plus, what's 3 times 2? 6. What's 6 times 1? 6. So this turns into a 6. And then we got times 5. All right, so we got 1 plus 6 times 5. Now, order of operations. We have two operations. We have addition and we have multiplication. What should we do next? I believe we should multiply, because multiplication trumps addition, right? According to the order of operations that we follow. So we do 6 times 5, which gives us 30. Make sure you do not need a calculator to calculate 6 times 5. Make sure that you have 6 times 5 memorized. And you understand that 6 times 5 is 30. And you know that from memory. All right. And then let's bring the 1 down. We got 1 plus 30. 1 plus 30 is 31. And this is our final answer. 31. All right. So look what we did. We simplified this term that had an exponent. We simplified this based on using the factorial rule. And then we continued to use order of operations. We did multiplication, and then we did addition, and we ended up with 31. All right. So, like I said, if you're here, hit the like button if you didn't already. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Share this video with at least 2 people. But if you still got questions, put your questions in the comment section. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace.